Lewis, and you're listening to the Norse Mentality. Over the past 10 years, I have become obsessed with learning new ways to improve physically and mentally. And I wanted to start this podcast. That way I can share with you what I've learned in hopes that it will help you go out there and conquer life. I think that this podcast will be valuable because we live in a world that has become completely disconnected from reality. We're told that the natural human instinct for conquest is primitive and uncivilized, and that you're fine just the way you are now. And I'm here to tell you that this whole theory and idea is absolutely fucked. In order to become your true self and reach your full potential, you must reconnect with your more primitive roots. We look at people from the past and we think that they're ignorant, but we're the ones who have forgotten how the world truly works. This is why depression, anxiety, obesity, and countless other issues are at an all-time high. You're not going to find happiness while pounding Big Macs and scrolling through social media and watching endless hours of Netflix. It might trigger the release of dopamine, but it's not true happiness. And the reason for this is because it lacks purpose. I believe that one of the secrets to happiness is pushing yourself in every aspect of life and creating challenges that will force you to improve. Now, here's the thing. You actually have to force yourself to create these challenges a lot of times because we live in the age of technology and comfort, and that alone will ruin you if it's not challenged. Demand more from yourself, but most importantly, guys, demand more from life. I first realized this for myself in my early 20s, which is also when I came up with the idea of Norse Fitness. At the time, I was in a hardcore band, and I spent most of my days living in a van, sleeping on floors, and chugging whiskey like it was goddamn water. This lifestyle resulted in me being an absolute emotional wreck, and I was desperate for a change, and I hated myself. I remember waking up one day and just being completely fed up. I was done. I was at the end of my rope. So I put on some shoes and I ran. And I ran until I couldn't breathe, and then I ran some more as if I was fucking Forrest Gump or something. My lungs were on fire, but for the first time in God knows how long, I actually felt alive instead of just dead inside. That same day, I went and I signed up at a local gym. I had no idea what the hell I was doing while working out. All I knew is that I needed to keep pushing myself because that is what made me feel better. And I became obsessed with physical fitness because it allowed me to continue to progress, and there was no end in sight. I could just keep going. The only issue is that I was pretty much alone. I lived in Panama City, Florida, and if you've ever been to Panama City, you know that it is douchebag central. Most people went to the gym to catch a quick bicep pump before hitting the nightclubs. Very few people actually had goals outside of getting laid, which getting laid is cool and all, but it should not be one of your major goals. This was the driving force and the groundwork for Norse Fitness. I wanted to create a group for people that did not identify with what I quickly realized was the modern fitness industry. So I gave this group the name Norse Fitness, and I traded an old recording interface to my buddy Mike for the first 25 tank tops. And these tank tops were kind of our battle flag. And I sold those shirts out of the trunk of my car for $10. And that money went towards more tank tops. And I just kept doing that for like a year or so. Eventually, I came up with the bright idea to create a social media and a website and start selling this stuff online, and everything just kind of took off from there. But you see, I never actually had a business plan, and I didn't wait around for a sign. I knew what I wanted, and I took massive action immediately. But that's the issue that I see nowadays with most people. They come up with every excuse possible as to why they can't do something instead of just doing it. So if you're listening to this, I want you to sit down tonight and write down something that you've been putting off. This can be a big goal or just something else that is important to you that will increase your overall quality of life. Then come up with action steps that you can take immediately that will bring this vision into reality. Once you have your action steps, you need to set a strict deadline for yourself. Now, listen to me. I know that your mind is going to play tricks on you. It's going to try to set some deadline 5 years from now or some weak shit like that. Don't listen to it. You need to make it 3 months or less. You don't need to be completely done with this goal in 3 months, but you need to be making some serious progress and stacking victories. This is how you gain momentum, and once you start catching speed, keep that goddamn foot on the gas pedal and don't let up. I promise you that if you stick to this tactic, you will get more shit done in half a year than most people will in their entire lifetime. Just stick to it and avoid any temptations to jump ship. Now, I know that some people find it beneficial to share their goals with someone else. That way they're kind of held accountable, and that's completely fine. Feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram and let me know what your big goal is. You can find me at Andrew Cliff Lewis or just message the Norse Fitness Instagram. But yeah, I'm going to leave you with that for today. I hope that you found this episode of the Norse Mentality useful. Stay on the lookout for more and share this one with your friend if you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.